Hi, we are from the University of Southern Maine, and our design is the Nibbalert ice fishing system. My name is Andrew. Another group member is Luke. We have Andrew Snyder is our third group member, and Sarah McLean is our fourth group member. So we sought out to design a wireless ice fishing system. Ice fishing has remained virtually unchanged for the last 100 years. And the modern day, most popular version of the sport utilizes this ice fishing trap. And it works as follows. A fisherman will drill a hole in the ice represented by this stool, then place the trap into the ice hole and put a bait on the trap. If the fish is interested in the bait, the fish will take it and the reel will spin, which will then trigger the flag. Okay? But there are many problems with this ice fishing system. For instance, ice fishing is done in inclement weather, which means that it's very cold, so often there'll be problems due to freezing, and the flag won't trigger. Or a very big problem is wind flags. Wind flags happen when the wind is so strong that a gust of wind will take this flag and trip it falsely. And you won't actually have a flag on the line. So our design is going to fix those problems.
Our design works as follows. When a fish is on the line, the reel will begin to spin. The Nibbalert system is attached firmly to the ice fishing trap, with the window of the waterproof housing facing towards the reel. A half metallic, half black decal is then placed onto the reel face. As the reel spins, an infrared proximity sensor will recognize the contrast between the metallic portion and black portion. The black half of the reel results in a low output, while the metallic half results in a high output. The alternation between the two is transmitted several hundred feet to the user, where a microcontroller takes the low and high logic and converts it to a visual and audio representation.
This is the SolidWorks design of the enclosure. It was designed in SolidWorks, the 3D printer, which then utilized the SolidWorks model and printed it out to be an actual physical prototype.
Two TI devices are used in the design of the transmitter circuitry. The LM2577 DC to DC step-up power converter raises 3 volts to 4.5 volts in order to efficiently run each component. Once the infrared sensor picks up reel movement, a low output is driven into a TI single 2-input inverter gate, which corrects the signal to high before passing it to the transmitter, which relays the signal to the user several hundred feet away.
Several designs were explored for attaching the enclosure to the ice trap itself. Ultimately, a G-clamp was selected for both the ease of use of the end user and durability and resistance to freezing. The base station unit consists of a TI MSP430 microprocessor, which is used to process input and output. The microprocessor listens for radio pulses from the traps. On the first receipt of a pulse from any trap, the corresponding LED is turned on to indicate to the user which trap has been activated. On any pulse from any trap, a short amount of time is added to the timer, which activates a buzzer. In this close-up test, the proximity sensor is activated by hand, and the transmitter will broadcast to the receiver, which is the pink box in the background. In another test, the transmitter and receiver were separated by about 100 feet.
Don't mess with...
In another test, the transmitter was able to activate the receiver across campus at a distance of about 200 yards. It should be noted that this is through walls and a hillside.
Ice fishing is a sport that has remained virtually unchanged for the last 100 years. We've taken our skills in mechanical and electrical engineering and used them to innovate upon the sport and make it more enjoyable for the user, without changing the core of what has made it such a staple in our community during the winter months. For these reasons, we feel like we would be an excellent choice for this year's TI Innovation Challenge design competition. So from all of us maniacs here at the University of Southern Maine, we want to say thank you and happy fishing.